Golf Channel, in association with the LPGA Tour, are proud to present the season-long race to the CME Globe. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions, presented by IOA. Well, after 2 days of just ideal weather, we've had some rain falling this morning at the Four Seasons Golf and Sports Club Orlando, but it has not dampened the excitement, the fun, and the great golf being played and put on by the 25 LPGA winners of the last 3 seasons and the 50-plus celebrities in the field. Grant Boone, Paige McKenzie watching an LPGA celebrity, Danielle Kang at the 4th.
Yeah, and after a birdie on the 1st, keeping that putter red hot, rolling that one in.
Incredible to say that she hasn't even felt as great on the greens as she would like at the 6th after a par at the 5th.
Well, when you're at this level of perfection, Grant, she is not satisfied with where she's at. In fact, she wasn't satisfied that she'd even prepared well enough for this week's event, but it's pretty good when you bring in your B game and still at the top of the leaderboard.
She would roll that in for birdie to get to 16 under par. And then at the 7th for another birdie, Nelly Korda had actually tied Danielle Kang at 14 under before this birdie run that Kang has gone on. Then just moments ago at the par 3 9th, could it be her first bogey in over a month? No, just another solid putt that drops for Kang for par. She remains bogey-free for the tournament, and she leads by 3. Nelly Korda, what a start for her on her dad Peter's birthday today. He's out there watching her birdie the 1st and then here at the 2nd.
Yeah, and you knew she was going to have to make a charge, assuming, of course, that Danielle Kang was going to continue to play the way she has the first couple of days, and couldn't have gotten off to a better start.
And then in the celebrity division, it's a player who, well, won 72 times on the LPGA Tour and flashing some of that magic. Here at the Four Seasons Golf and Sports Club, Annika Sorensen with a pitch in for birdie. So here's the LPGA leaderboard. It's Danielle Kang at 17 under, Nelly Korda 3 back, and Jessica Korda has made a couple of birdies in a row to get into 3rd place. 2-time major champion Ji Chun trying to stay close, and Brooke Henderson making a nice run. In the celebrity division, it's Marty Fish who took the lead into round 3. He's added to it. Through his first 9 holes, he's picked up 20 points. You can't lose points in the celebrity division format, so he'll be tough to catch. From high atop our perch here at the 18th, Grant and Paige joined by Karen Stupples, Jerry Foltz, and Trip Eisenhower on the course. And corralling some of the celebs at the 18th tee will be Chantel McCabe. This is the par 5 2nd. It's Nelly Korda, and Trip Eisenhower is out there following her.
Yeah, got a really nice lie. 259 yards as her playing companion Josh Scobie just hit. She doesn't necessarily want to follow that one. That one way left.
Come on, please come back down farther.
She's got about 210 over the far left portion of this bunker, 230 to the front, 259 all the way back to the hole. Really want to cheat that left side, and boy, she's dangerously right. Needs to carry. Oh, it did. It's in the bunker.
Yep, it did catch that bunker. We can see it. So she'll have a 3rd shot on this par 5, the first of 3 par 5s on the back 9.
And all 3 of those par 5s, the easiest and most scoreable holes on the golf course. So opportunity for the players to take advantage.
That's the next to last group. And now the final group with LPGA players and a couple of celebrities. Being the way that the tee times have been scheduled, we've got Danielle Kang, our leader, by 3, and Jerry Foltz is there.
And not a breath of wind at the moment. Much different playing conditions than yesterday, not to mention the course is quite a bit softer from the light rains that have been persisting. Got it home in 2 easily yesterday. This one is on the line where Nelly was. I don't know if she can carry it over the bunker.
I think that was sand we saw splash.
Yeah, it's not water.
Okay.
It's just going to make it a 3-shot hole today. It's a scary tee shot for a lot of players out there, Jerry.
Well, yeah, because you want to cheat the right side to give yourself a chance, the shortest route home in two, being a huge dogleg right. But the elevated tee, when you're looking down at that water over there, and the ball just seems to stay in the air forever from the elevated tee.
Marty Fish isn't giving the chasers much hope here. 20 points on his first 9 holes.
Yeah, that equates to 2 under par in stroke play. If he just cruises around even par or a little bit better, it's going to be nearly impossible to be caught. That's ideal right there. A little baby fade right down the middle.
So 2 points for a par, 3 points for a birdie. Even a bogey gets you a point, and you can't lose points, as we said. And here is a 3-wood, it looks like, for Aaron Hicks.
Yes, and folks, if you haven't seen him hit it the first 2 days, watch this. It is gorgeous. Clubhead speed on average with the driver of over 130. That was a 3-wood, and it's going to fly Fish's ball.
Fly fishing, very nice. 276 carries with a 3-wood. And Jerry, 130 clubhead speed, that equates to PGA Tour guys at the very top of that number.
Well, yeah, Bubba Watson, when the year he led, I believe, he averaged 127.
And got Cheyenne Woods on the bag. They are quite the power couple. So the 363-yard par 4 first had just a little pitch left, and so John Sterling, the Yankees broadcaster, likes to say, Hicks to the sticks. Careens back. Now that would have been a home run, in baseball. Instead, it turned into a par.
He wasn't even in Tahoe this year or last year, and he still did.
It's certainly been fun to watch some of these athletes take on the game of golf and enjoy it and provide us some good entertainment.
To 12, Jessica Korda with a couple of birdies in a row. Oh, and it's going to be 3 in a row for Jessica Korda. So she's going to move within 1 of little sister Nellie and within 4 of Danielle Kang. We go to the 11th and say hello to Karen.
Wow, very nice of these two to be here. And Lopez on the 11th hole, defending champion. Just getting things warmed up. Bit of a rough start, treading water, but now in the red again. And we go down to Granta Page in the booth.
All right, Karen, thanks very much. Well, in a winners-only event like the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions that you're going to get a great leaderboard just by definition. But this is especially good, Paige. The top 2 ranked players in the world, number 4 in the world, Nelly Korda, trying to chase down number 5 in the world, Danielle Kang.
Yeah, we've really seen the cream rise to the top so far this week. And I think this might be a battle between 2 of the top Americans that we may see in the future moving forward as well. When you look at their last year's season, Danielle Kang, a career season, winning 2 times on the LPGA Tour, kind of really bringing her game to another level, also taking home the Vare Trophy for the lowest scoring average. And Nelly Korda also had a tremendous season where she had a couple of top 5 finishes before she was then derailed due to injury, and then we saw her back again at the very end of the season. But that she's hungry to kind of complete the year that she wasn't able to do, with the full season last year.
Danielle, 28 years old, number 5 in the world. Jessica, Nelly Korda rather, just 22 years old and already one of the stars of the LPGA Tour. Jessica Korda trying to make a move here today. We'll see how Big Sis does here. And take a look at the Rolex World Rankings. The top 3 in the world from Korea have opted not to come here this week. All 3 certainly eligible, but Nelly Korda number 4, Danielle Kang number 5. You look at those top 3. Jin Young Ko won the money title despite playing just 4 events. Se Young Kim won Player of the Year despite playing just 9. But of the ones who are here, the top 2 are at the top of the leaderboard, and here's the 3rd for Nelly at 10.
Great shot, Nelly.
We'll say with a little bit of moisture in the sand, it makes that shot a little bit easier, but an excellent look at birdie for her.
Just a few feet left. So Jessica Korda did tap in to get to 13 under. Nelly is going to have a chance to get to 15 under. And Danielle Kang just missed the fairway at the 10th. We'll see how she plays it. Marty Fish on top amongst the celebrities. This was Nelly Korda for birdie at 10.
Just a little inside left putt.
To 15 under goes Nelly. That was just seconds ago. So the lead is 2 for Danielle Kang. She's laid up after hitting her tee shot in the fairway bunker. And here's the second shot for Marty Fish.
Yeah, he's got 232 to the hole. Unfortunately, his ball mark left quite an indentation and raised some grass, and it is literally right behind the ball where he's going to ground the club. He actually asked me for a ruling, what he's allowed to do. I told him you're allowed to ground your club, but you can't improve your lie. I think that was right.
Wow, that's mud right there.
Yeah, it had a lot of mud right on the front of the ball. I didn't think it would make it turn.
That's a weird, I mean, that sucks.
And that's going to be a really challenging pitch shot. There's some elevation. The ball's going to be kind of up on that side hill, going to make it difficult.
All right, Aaron Hicks next to play. Second shot after a mammoth 3-wood.
It's actually 1 yard farther because of the angle in. This is 233, and yes, a 5-iron. That's hanging right. Oh, it's coming back a little bit. That ball's still climbing ground. I'm putting my divot back.
Wow.
It's been really fun to watch, but it's also, you wonder if it's not almost a little off-putting to some of the players that are used to being maybe the longest hitters in their group.
Sophia Popov talked about having to just get used to the fact that some of these guys are going to hit it so far past them and trust that their overall games are going to wind up prevailing.
Well, you can't compete against it. I mean, that's one of those where you stay in your own game, you stay in your own focus. But it's certainly a lot different than week to week on the LPGA Tour.
To the 12th, where Gabby Lopez is working on a streak of a couple of birdies in a row at 10 under, tied for 5th, but 7 shots behind Danielle Kang.
Co-location in one of the narrowest parts of the screen. Not a very wide green to begin with. Looks like just got gobbled up.
Ahead to 13.
We're going to go to Lexi Thompson. This is for her birdie. She's birdied this hole every single day she's played it so far. Can get to this green quite comfortably in 2. And good looking stroke there for Lexi. That'll take her to 8 under par. Just a couple of birdies on the day.
She'll need to really turn it on and even give herself a chance as we look at our course setup, brought to you by the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America, the Four Seasons Golf and Sports Club Orlando.
Yeah, and Luke Eckhart and his staff have done just a tremendous job of getting this course prepared for the event. Part of it has to do with cooler temperatures, not a lot of growth going on, but with the grass that they've got, really fast greens on this Fazio designed golf course.
The rain may have slowed the greens down just a touch. Take a look, 61 holes without a bogey going back to last month at the CME Group Tour Championship. Here's her third at 10.
Gap wedge, 108 to the hole. It was a good layup just to get it there. A daunting one. This looks good.
Oh, that's
How about that?
great shot.
Thank you.
Great shot.
Thank you.
She said thank you a lot this week. She's got that to get back to a 3-shot lead.
We're back on the 11th hole, and Nelly Korda about to play her second shot.
Dead in the middle of the fairway, no wind, 104 yards. That's a good looking shot.
Great shot.
Thank you.
How'd it go?
That yardage in those conditions, it's one of those, it's green light every day. It's almost at that yardage, that's something you're thinking about pulling if you can.
This was just a moment ago at the 10th third shot for Marty Fish.
Did really so little chance of getting it close, landing on a downslope. He played a beauty.
Wow.
Just to get it to there.
It's really good touch.
And now an eagle putt for Aaron Hicks.
Eagles help very quickly, not only in stroke play, but especially in any kind of Stableford format. Now, having talked to Trip Eisenhower quite a bit, who's followed Aaron a lot the previous 2 days, he said if this club was working nearly as good as the other 13, we might have a different leader right now.
theme we've seen over the years in
Look at
this
this.
event.
Maybe.
Wow.
Whoa! It's working now.
Let's go.
That's a 5-pointer. An eagle 3 for Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
Watercolor's already on.
Take him to 94 lickety split. And within 4. He's credited Cheyenne Woods with giving him a little help around the greens.
And it is important, these eagles, you know, there's incentive to be aggressive on this golf course because you do gain more than just your 1 stroke or 1 point. It's 2 points more than a birdie.
Oh, he's got the snap going even. He's adapted quickly. Boom. He grew up idolizing Tiger. Dating Tiger's niece, Cheyenne Woods. Looks like they're having fun. At the 12th, Gabby Lopez missed the green right, blasted to here. And with Daniel making no mistakes, it almost feels like you're losing more than a shot here. And she might actually be because Danielle's got a short birdie putt.
Yeah, and she was in good position in the fairway as well to make a run at the 12th and unforced error into that bunker.
Jerry, we've seen Marty fish the last few years in these events. He won the American Century Championship in Tahoe last year, and one of the things we've noted is just his short game, and that was the kind of shot that a pro would play, isn't it? Just, I know I can't get it close, so just don't do something silly.
Yeah, and he couldn't have been executed better by anyone. The only thing that could have helped him is hitting the flagstick. Nobody could have gotten that one closer.
Well, and when he started the pursuit into playing more competitive golf post his tennis career, he actually started playing with pros. He went to Scottsdale, Arizona and was playing in mini tour events, trying to get better and learning from other players. In fact, he said, even this week, he says, I have my notebook out. I'm picking their brains. I am the annoying person that wants to get better. So you can see all of that paying off being at the top of the leaderboard.
11.
And this is Josh Goby, his second shot.
Yeah, good lie in the fairway, only 66 yards, right over the flag.
He'd have been proud of that with his kicking career, going straight through the middle of the uprights.
It's a big weekend of golf here on Golf Channel and NBC. Our coverage continues at the bottom of the next hour, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC. We'll be with you for an hour on Golf Channel tomorrow and 2 hours on NBC as well. Danielle Kang had a putt of almost twice this length to save par at the 9th, and now this to regain a 3-shot lead.
Yeah, and birdied this hole both previous rounds. This one should turn just a little bit left, and I don't know of another player in the field who would expect her to miss it. Third on the LPGA Tour last year in putts per green in regulation. That is hugely improved from earlier in her career.
Well, she almost went Kevin Na.
Kevin Na, yeah.
They're just one on the PGA Tour. Well, she is as good as she once was, and on the top of the leaderboard.
For so many players, this is a dream, but I was so scared. I was scared of being away from my parents. I was scared because I couldn't speak any English. Most of all, I was scared of doing it all alone. With the support of my family and friends, I was able to pursue my biggest dream. Just being a part of it made me feel like I could take on anything.
Down on the tee at the 11th is Aaron Hicks with an iron, Jerry.
Yeah, what the heck?
So disappointing.
His irons are still fun to watch when they don't get into the clouds like that one did.
It's funny, so many of the athletes and celebrities this week say, you know, I admire the LPGA players due to their course management. When it comes down to it, we don't actually want to see good course management.
Yeah.
We want to see them really go after it, especially the big hitters.
Now Kang on the tee.
With the driver, of course.
Left edge of the bunker is going to be circa 260. Sorry, 270.
which with no roll is out of reach for Danielle. Flies it in the neighborhood of 245 to 250. Although that also has increased by some 8 yards in the last 3 years. That one's a little hook.
Yeah.
She's had a couple of drives down that left side, Jerry, but looks to be sitting quite nicely. Now up at the green, Scobie for his birdie.
Well, this would be a point after wedge, right? And instead of a point after touchdown?
In the red zone.
Yeah. So just a field goal.
Oh, we've got them all flowing today, Trip. Nicely done. Nice little three-pointer there for Scobie.
Lexi Thompson trying to creep a little closer, give herself a chance. This to get to 9 under. 10 shots back of Danielle Kang after Danielle's birdie at the 10th. 11 again.
Now Nelly for her birdie, Trip.
I'd give Jerry Foltz this one, Karen. Come on.
That would be a first.
This is a give me.
She's looking really solid, Nelly. As we go up to the 13th green, this is Jessica Korda, older sister, not wanting to let little sister take all the glory. This for a birdie. Not a bad effort there. But I think this 13th hole has been yielding a lot of birdies, and all the players, when they stand on that tee, they're kind of anticipating getting one back.
Yeah, it's when you look at the back 9, you just look at your opportunities. You look at your opportunities on 10, 13, 16, and 17.
So Danielle Kang now leading it by 2 after Nelly's second straight birdie. Jessica stays at 13 under, and Inji Chun, the next closest pursuer. Nice day for Brooke Henderson, 4 under today. Marty Fish with the 2-putt par at the 10th gets to 100 points, and Aaron Hicks with the eagle moves up into a tie for 4th. Well, our Paradise City entertaining moment of the week is, well, it's just the entire week of great fun and hanging out with celebrities from the worlds of sports and entertainment, like NBA veteran Darren Williams, who yesterday spun his approach at the first back into the cup, and then the association's all-time 3-point field goal leader, Ray Allen, with a 3 at the 13th. Annika Sorenstam, 72 LPGA Tour victories, playing as a celebrity this week and looking like the Annika of old at times, including there with a pitch in for birdie at the 8th. But the celebrities are all about the fun, especially at 18. Yes, it is a glimpse, and there is a big socially responsible concert tonight outdoors with Toby Keith and Colt Ford. Should be a big night. It's always
stop the car, please.
A lot of fun this week if we can get the cart stopped.
They're gonna just start driving, so I don't know.
Well, it's pretty relaxed atmosphere.
Stop.
Not as many marshals or ropes up.
The engine really annoyed me.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry, she's now, Kang is now ready. She put the club back, restarted everything. I mean, she's been working on her mental game and the process quite a bit. She said that yesterday.
That's where for some the routine starts. For others, it doesn't start till you're walking up to the ball. 129, really good lie. Shouldn't be a flyer. Unfortunately, when you're playing the last group, they're shuttling in the marshals from the previous holes, and they're using gas-powered carts. They are loud. Got that one a little heavy, a little high on the face, but it flew nicely.
Yeah, good shot.
Really well judged. Some of these front hole locations make it very difficult to access without bouncing it in.
Now Hicks with his second shot.
119, I asked him why the iron off the tee, which was a 2-iron, and he backed it up 3 feet, but he said, I just wanted to hit the fairway.
I asked him this morning, he's a switch hitter when he plays baseball, and I asked him if he preferred any particular side, and he said whichever side feels the best on that day, that's the one I prefer. But interesting, you know, looking at his putting, you know, people have, you know, maybe he could try a left-handed putter. I mean, he's obviously very ambidextrous, very good both sides, so maybe putt left-handed.
Well, you also wonder, too, how eye dominance comes into play. A lot of right-handed players are right eye dominant. You don't have a lot of cross-eye dominance, but in that situation, I'm sure he knows which eye is dominant and how that affects reading pitches, but also important when you're reading putts.
Blaine McAllister putted left and played right on the PGA Tour back in the day.
Now, Marty Fish, Jerry?
Yeah, Marty Fish's bio says that he's right-handed.
He is.
That's correct.
Yeah.
He's talked to me about how his backhand is his best strike or stroke in tennis, and that's why, and he does a two-handed backhand, so that's why he plays golf that way.
It's just 83 yards here, but he's one of the few this week that can say, I outdrove Aaron Hicks.
Oh my God.
Well, it's a 2-iron, but still. That was not good.
No, it'd be interesting to see what he does now with that little pitch, with the grass and soil being a bit more moist underfoot.
2 shots off Danielle Kang's lead. Nelly Korda at 12.
Another green light opportunity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Nelly and Danielle each with similar length putts for birdie. It's Danielle leading Nelly by 2, and Jessica Korda trying to stay close. Alone in 3rd place, Brooke Henderson in the group tied for 4th. Marty Fish stays on top of the celebs.
Now on the 11th hole, this is Hicks for his birdie.
Yeah, Marty Fish putted from in front of the green and able to get par quite easily. This one should turn a little right, and he should give Danielle a really good read.
A little bit of a mix up with the things. Stuff happens. Live TV. A little disappointed there, you can see, looking at it. Now, Danielle Kang's eyeing this one up, Jerry, for her birdie.
Yeah, and she didn't get much of a read out of that putt.
Don't you hate that when that happens? It's like you're pinning all your hopes on the.
Well, you also judge
good.
who is putting ahead of you.
Ah, good point.
And you know, week in and week out on the LPGA Tour, you know, the players are going to be striking it perfectly square off the putter face, and you can stand either, you know, nearby or perpendicular. I always like to stand perpendicular. You can watch the axis, see if it rolled up or down to figure out the break.
Now, Jerry, you followed Kang yesterday too, as well as today. And how often does she call Ollie in? Because it looked like she called him in there to have a good look at this putt.
You know, he takes a look at everyone, but rarely does she consult with him, unless she's unsure. And she's reading the greens just spectacularly, obviously putting it really well to get into this position in combination with some great ball striking. But I haven't seen her misread one. Well, yeah, actually, I have seen her hit one where she aimed and missed, but for the most part, she's been spot on. This one just moving a little right.
Yep.
Nice catch.
Had that little knee twitch there just to try and help it in the hole. That's one of those moves that golfers make. You have the finger click that we saw Aaron Hicks do on the previous hole, and now
all the necessary body language.
Knee bent. Exactly. Now, on the 13th, this is Gabby Lopez, her 3rd shot. This par 5, doglegs around the corner. Oh, tremendous, just below the hole. And who needs to hit this green in 2 to make a birdie?
Well, Nelly Korda now has to make this just to keep pace with Danielle Kang at the 12th.
Very likely. Not much in this putt. Oh, my.
Ooh.
Three birdies to begin her third round, a couple in a row at 10 and 11, and just missed at the 12th. So the lead is 3 for Danielle Kang. 13 again.
Now this is Mike Flasky, the CEO of Diamond Resorts, making that for a par. And what a tremendous job he's done putting all this together, bringing the celebrities in who have an absolute fabulous time whilst they're here. And the few spectators that are out on the course are guests of his and the people that are playing, so good job.
At the 14th, Jessica Korda. You see the whole location on the right.
Another good look.
Jessica, who's bogey free today and also with 5 birdies like Nelly, has a good look at another one, 13.
Well, and Lopez just to pay off that tremendous approach shot in there to the 13th, and just a way to bounce back there from the bogey on 12.
On the tee at the 12th, our leader now by 3. Again, Danielle Kang. Nelly actually caught her with those 3 straight birdies in the group ahead of her. They were tied at 14 under, and then they were not.
Well, when you haven't made a bogey since, what, mid-December?
Yeah.
And you're making a few birdies, it's tough to catch somebody like that. Really got to play well. She's driven it so nicely. Karen mentioned the only couple of bad drives she's hit all week were just dead poles. I don't know what causes that for her, but that one was really nice.
Who will be tougher to catch, Marty Fish or Danielle Kang?
Marty Fish. But
I'm going to tell Danielle you said that.
Well, I only say that he's got quite an advantage. But Danielle, of course, looking very, very solid.
Well, there's no floor for the LPGA players. You can make as bad a score as you do. Celebrity side, the worst you can do is no points.
Another 2-iron, long iron. Heavy emphasis on the long.
Yeah. It's like he made the eagle and started playing course strategy all of a sudden. Like, maybe I've got a chance to win this thing.
I think I'm going to take those irons out of his bag. I just want to see the driver.
I'd settle for the 3-wood, which carried what on the 10th hole, 270s or so.
74, yeah.
Yeah. All right, here's our leader after his 2-point par at the 11th.
Just not making any big mistakes. It's really impressive. Just this little baby fade, plenty of power in the swing. Not compared to Aaron Hicks, but compared to most people. And it's just a little baby fade right up the left edge of the fairway.
Might have crept into the bunker.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so Marty Fish trying to win this event here in the overcast conditions. His lead is 4 over the guy who's had some success in this event, Mark Rippon, the former NFL quarterback, and Danielle Kang continues to pour it on, leading it by 3.
This is the most beautiful golf bag I have ever owned. It was made by someone who believed in me, someone who didn't measure my worth in feet or inches, but in effort. This bag was made for me by my father. My parents taught me that even if you don't have much, with support, self-belief, hard work, and some spunkiness, there's no limit to what you can achieve. I believe we were all born perfect for what we were meant to accomplish in this lifetime.
Here's Jessica Korda trying to get a little closer to Danielle Kang at the 14th. And Larry Fitzgerald's cheering her on. So 4 birdies in her last 5 holes. And Jessica moves within 2 of Nelly and within 5 of the leader, Danielle Kang, whom we find making some notes at the 12th.
It's all actually on me.
Yeah, stay.
If I'm here, it's still flat cut, right?
Correct, yeah. There's really not much that to it. I know it maybe looks a
It
little
looks
bit
like
more.
it, but it's
There's not, yeah. You can stay as aggressive as you like. Or...
109, 139.
Yeah, correct.
There's a lot of room right of it, right?
100%, yeah.
The bunker that I see is the edge of the bunker.
Correct, yeah.
A little down there.
Double check.
I thought it would be a 9-iron. Just a little 8-iron according to Ollie. I expect her to be talking by now.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
Yeah.
One more great iron shot from Danielle Kang. I mean, that to get to 20 under with 2 par 5s and a reachable par 4 coming up in round 3 of 4. Hicks now.
113. Pretty sure it's a lob wedge. Got it a little heavy.
Should have hit the driver.
Yeah, but one observation, Paige. If he were playing in a Wednesday Pro-Am on the PGA Tour and you went out to watch people warm up, you would not know he wasn't playing in the tournament itself. That swing is so good. This one's not bad either.
No, it's a great group of players that are seeking this top of the leaderboard on the celeb side, and you can see the solid fundamentals. Of course, with Aaron Hicks, he grew up playing golf at a young age, so learned a lot of those fundamentals, and just chose baseball as a career. And Marty Fish has now dedicated a lot of his time and recreational life to playing the game.
The lefty Marty Fish makes his way up to the 12th green. A lefty has moved into a share of the lead at the American Express on the PGA Tour. Brian Harmon is tied for the lead with Sung Jae In and Brandon Hagee. We've got that coverage coming up when we are done here. John Smoltz at the 13th. It's one to drop, trying to win it for a 3rd straight year. He's got some work to do. 15.
And now this is Annika Sorenstam. This is her 2nd shot on this par 4. It plays 423 yards. Whole location back left today.
It's been fun to see her play, Karen, but I also get a kick out of the players that she's played with the last couple of days have performed extraordinarily well. And I think there's this level of, hero worship, trying to impress your hero.
No question about it. This was earlier today, Annika on the 8th hole.
You saw a few of those, didn't you, when you played with her?
I saw way too many of those. Too many.
Well, that was one of the things Nelly said. She was actually impressed that the short game was as clean as it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Given the fact that she's been out of competition. Usually that's where it erodes. You still kind of have the ball striking when you need it, but if you're not out there practicing and grinding every day, the feel and touch in tournament competition sometimes goes, but not for Annika.
Well, the only reason we didn't see that more with Annika is because that means that she would have missed a green, and she
Great
didn't
point.
do that very often. Didn't have to do that.
No.
Well, this is the first time that Sophia Popov has played in this event after that breakthrough Cinderella-type victory at the AIG Women's Open last summer. And she's put together a really nice round today, 4 under par. And she said she's a natural for this kind of event. Big talker on the course. She's been great when we've mic'd her up in events.
I mean, certainly some players are more comfortable than others in this kind of pro-am environment.
Okay, Hicks or Fish?
Well, Hicks is away by a lot.
Sounds like a new Jerry Foltz feature on Golf Channel. Hicks or Fish?
Anyway, he didn't know if he was going to wait for Marty Fish, who's over getting consulted by Daniel Kang on how to play this shot properly.
I told you, he admitted that he was going to be out there asking a lot of questions.
I'm sure that's within the rules for the celebrity division.
Jerry, I wanted to ask you, since you did watch Danielle yesterday, she seems a little, I don't want to say tighter, because she plays pretty loose, But she was certainly having fun the first couple of days, and today seems like maybe a little more serious tone.
I think so, but she's all smiles right now talking to Marty Fish. You know, quite honestly, you never really know.
Yeah.
She wears her emotions on their sleeve, and they can be some pretty wide-ranging ones.
Birdie putt for Hicks.
I thought that was his range there too, but that was a dogleg left putt. He couldn't actually keep it on the green and get it close.
13.
And Nelly Korda laid up. This is her third shot.
Yeah, Karen played this as a 3-shotter the whole way. Played well right off the tee, laid up to here 45 yards. Yep.
Wow.
45 3/4.
And that's where you can really separate yourself with these scoring clubs, making sure that you're able to get up and down, get those birdies. A lot of opportunities out there.
Danielle Kang with a 3-shot lead. Got a birdie putt coming up at the 12th. Nelly a short tap in at the 13th. Great play in both divisions. Today's coverage is brought to you by Diamond Resorts, vacations and experiences to reconnect you with what matters most. CME Group, how the world advances. Win Grips, the best grips in golf. And by Volunteers of America. Danielle Kang for a 4-shot lead.
This one turning right late and turns right a lot. Marty Fish got his up and down after some coaching from Danielle, but that one might have just fooled her a little bit.
Nelly Korda just veritable tap in at the 13th, so the lead will be 2 here momentarily.
Now on the 15th, we saw Annika Sorenstam hit her approach here to below the hole. Is it enough? Go back to 12.
And Aaron Hicks for par.
Just that length. It's no fun. Good stroke, though. Not a good read. Held his finish. Looked like a confident stroke.
So he'll pick up 1 point, whereas Marty Fish got 2. Now here's the short 16th, and Brooke Henderson, who's 5 under on a round today.
Oh, what a shot.
And about to be 6 under on her round. Danielle Kang cleaning up at the 12th. And the first 2 events after the LPGA's restart following the pandemic shutdown. Contended again later in the year. Now in front.
We go up to 13. As is Scobie for his birdie.
Yeah, this putt, if you look at it, it's got to leak a little to his right, just based on the slope. I like a lot about his game, though. Very solid.
You know, Tripp, even just the way he walked into it. I know he watches a ton of golf on television. It is definitely his passion post-football. But you can see with the pre-shot routine, one hand putting the club down, then setting your feet, then looking at the ball or the hole. There's a lot of marks of somebody that's played a lot of competitive golf, or at least preparing to play a lot more competitive golf.
I always say that within the game of football, that kicking, as we watch Nelly Korda, kicking is very similar mentally to golf. Like you have to go through a process. Very easy birdie there for Nelly. Moving to 17 under par. A couple of shots back of Danielle.
Lexi Thompson at the 16th. Brooke Henderson did make her short putt for birdie, so Brooke is now at 12 under, and Lexi Thompson trying to pick up a little momentum here. End of her 3rd round.
We've seen her go for the green with driver the last couple of days. Looks like she's laid back today with that whole location just over the bunker. Certainly difficult to get at with a drive, but a good approach there.
Smattering of fans liked it. Our coverage on Golf Channel is wrapping up. We're going to send you over to NBC for the final 2 hours of our 3rd round coverage. That's how the leaderboard looks after Nelly's short birdie putt at the 13th. And Jessica Korda staying within arm's reach. At least Brooke Henderson, one of the best rounds of the day going. It's hard to make up ground when the leader also has one of the best. Winners only, 25 of them from the last 3 years, plus 53 celebrities, topped by Marty Fish, the U.S. Davis Cup tennis captain. For the third straight year, the LPGA season begins at the Four Seasons Golf and Sports Club. The Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions. Perfect weather the first 2 days, a little overcast and rainy today. Grant Boone and Paige McKenzie watching Danielle Kang, twice a winner last year, pour it on and pour it in.
Yeah, didn't waste any time. 4 under on her opening 9. And the 10th hole, one of 3 par 5s on the back the players looking to take advantage of.
A 2-shot lead when the day began. Actually was caught early in the round, but quickly pushed back in front. And that at the 11th has taken Danielle Kang to 19 under par. 22-year-old Nelly Korda just 2 back, and her big sister Jessica alone in 3rd place. You have 25 winners from the last 3 years on the LPGA Tour, playing alongside 53 celebrities, one of whom is the 3rd winningest LPGA player of all time. Now in the celebrity division, Annika Sorenstam looking a bit like the Annika of old. Her 3rd at the par 4 8th drops. And Annika having a great week on the course, inspiring so many of today's stars. New York Yankees center fielder Aaron Hicks from center field trying to find home plate here at the 10th. This for Eagle.
It's provided a lot of highlights throughout the week, but mostly with the long hitting off of the tee, but finding a hot putter and a 5-point eagle.
With his caddy Cheyenne Woods. Marty Fish, the U.S. Davis Cup captain, leads the celebrity division. Our coverage of round 3 is next. Golf Channel on NBC in association with the LPGA Tour proudly presents the season-long race to the CME Globe. Today, it's live 3rd round coverage of the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions presented by IOA. Well, a huge season on the LPGA Tour is underway now here at the Four Seasons Golf and Sports Club Orlando. 5 major championships. The Solheim Cup in September will go from places like the Olympic Club at the U.S. Women's Open to the Olympics in Japan in this 71st season of LPGA golf. Grant Boone, Paige McKenzie with you. So glad to have you with us. Karen Stupples calling the odd-numbered holes. Jerry Foltz and Trip Eisenhower on the course. And Chantel McCabe has interviews as the celebrities make their way to the raucous 18th. Nelly Korda trying to make some noise at 14, and Trip Eisenhower's out there. Trip?
8-iron on the way. A little right trying to come back, but not going to do it.
That'll be a putt to get within 1. Check in on Big Sister.
Well, and this is Jessica for her birdie on this 15th hole. Nicely below the hole, putting straight up the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's still got her eye on her little sister, and the game within the game. There's a sibling rivalry that we see between those two. Very healthy one, I may add. To 14.
And one of the celebrities, former NFL kicker Josh Scobie at 14.
Yeah, 9-iron, 153 yards. This is a man who kicked over 3 50-yard field goals in a single game. That one almost was right at it. Excuse me.
Looking for a 2 there.
You almost said Outback for life.
There is Outback Steakhouse for life for an ace.
As we're looking down on the 13th hole, and Danielle Kang will be preparing to play her 3rd shot, and expect to see a little closer to the green here, Jerry.
Yeah, well, she drove it in the fairway bunker for the 2nd consecutive day, right up under the lip. Did well to get it to here. 138 yards remaining to the hole. Holly Brett, her long-time loyal caddy, and they get along like, well, let's just say brother and sister. He understands her well.
rather have me be aggressive than hit a softer shot, right?
Yeah, 100%.
After that bunker, it's a downslope pitch, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Should be helping a little down off the right side?
Correct.
Should be an 8-iron for Danielle. Not a breath of wind out here in scoring conditions.
Just shut the carts off for me, please. No, that guy.
Just turn the cart off for me.
I don't like it.
Hey, 1 second, start again. That thing is... Yeah, but I don't feel like...
What's the cover of the bunker?
Cover of the bunker is 120.
As long as it's downslope.
Yeah, correct. It is.
And what we're seeing here, Jerry, is Danielle.
It's like honestly not playing more than 25, so I can cover that and it should hit.
Yeah.
Danielle starting her mental process all over again. She obviously starts her process the moment she pulls the club out of the bag.
Yes, every time she steps away, she puts the club back in the bag. It's something the players practice.
There is a little backstop behind this flag in downslope.
Yeah. No problem.
She was hoping for a bigger kick.
Nelly Korda to get within 1 at 14.
Just a bit of a double breaker, going left at first and then back to her left at the end. Oh my.
That close. And close to a 7th birdie of her round today. Let's take a look at our Diamond Resorts tournament summary. Danielle Kang, the only player bogey-free through 48 holes. You have to go back to her second hole in the final round of the CME Group Tour Championship last month to find the last time that she made a bogey. Winner of this event a couple of times, Marty Fish, is the leader through 2 rounds and remains on top. And Nelly Korda is trying to win in the United States for the first time. All 3 of her LPGA Tour titles have been won outside the United States. Our Diamond Resorts tournament summary. Welcome to NBC Sports coverage of the LPGA Tour. Grant Boone and Paige McKenzie. And Paige, when you look at this leaderboard at the very top, you find the top 2 ranked Americans in the Rolex Women's World Golf Rankings. Nelly Korda at number 4 in the world, as we said, without a win yet in the United States at the age of 22, already a star. And Danielle Kang, now in her 10th season on the LPGA Tour, a standout amateur. Took her a little time to win for the first time, but she hasn't stopped since winning the KPMG Women's PGA Championship in the summer of 2017.
No, and she's hit a new plateau over, I would say, the last 18 months. We've seen Danielle Kang elevate her game, be more comfortable, even in contention more frequently. That's why she was the winner of the Vare Trophy last season with the lowest stroke average on the LPGA Tour. She seems to, week in and week out, be in the conversation. Even this week talked about how she didn't even feel like she was fully prepared because it was such a short off season and she did take some time off. But in this relaxed environment, that's something that we've seen Danielle really thrive on and enjoy the celebrity aspect of this event.
Yeah, the season begins with a little bit of a twang. The country music singers have played with Danielle Kang the first couple of rounds. Cole Swindell, Lee Bryce, Toby Keith is here playing. So you have a really interesting mix. You got the game face that you see, but then also the fun. Nelly Korda, we mentioned it, hasn't won in the U.S. in her 3 LPGA Tour titles. What would a victory this weekend on such a big stage with the celebrities here, the NBC coverage, what would that mean?
Well, and I think the fact that it's the first event of the season, I think it's a tone-setting event as well for the remainder of the LPGA Tour season. Nelly Korda has been a star for us that follow the game inside and out. But I think there's an opportunity for Nelly Korda to get to the next level of appreciation beyond just the sport of golf, because she has that superstar name, looks, swing, and the fact that she's 22 years old and has a full career ahead of her and has already made such a splash in the LPGA Tour. I certainly think it's a tone setting and potentially a springboard for Nelly Korda.
One of the great sporting families in 2 different sports, tennis, her folks and her brother Sebastian and her sister Jessica Korda. Take a look at the Rolex World Rankings updated. The top 3 opted not to come back this early. The next LPGA Tour event is a month from now, also here in the Orlando area. Nelly, number 4 in the world, was number 2 in the world when the LPGA restarted after the COVID-19 pandemic shutdown last summer. Jessica making a big move with 5 birdies in her last 6 holes here at the short 16th.
Thank you. We saw this from Jessica early in the week where she burst out to a great start when she teed off the 10th hole to begin her week. There's a lot of volatility on the back 9. We could see a lot of movement on that leaderboard.
She shot 30. 7 under par 30 on that first 9 holes. So Kang leads it by 2. Jessica with a good chance to creep closer. And Marty Fish leads former Major League pitcher Mark Mulder in the celebrity division. Today's coverage is brought to you by IOA. We make the complex world of insurance simple. And by Diamond Resorts, vacations and experiences to reconnect you with what matters most.
Back at the 13th, this is Danielle Kang for her birdie.
Up the hill, turning left the entire way. Oh, that's me, right directly behind the hole.
Well, and even though she was in trouble off the tee, didn't hit that great of a third shot, she still gave herself an opportunity with that putt. I mean, that was so close.
We've seen that, Karen, over the last couple of days, that if she does have a miscue, which we haven't seen very many, but she's been very smart about not allowing mistakes to compound.
We go up to the 17th hole. This is Brooke Henderson. And she's 6 under par for her round today, making a serious Saturday move.
And the 17th has been a scoring opportunity for the players. This hole location in particular is very difficult to get all the way up onto the ridge. You can see where the shade of green changes color. She's literally on the precipice of where it slopes back down. So was able to get that ball to stay up there. But a very nice look at birdie here. Not a lot of movement. Should be just a little slow moving back up the hill.
And I think with Brooke Henderson's aggressive nature and aggressive play, she probably played her second shot a little bit closer to that green, had less club in and took the spin off of it, which allows it to stay there at the top. No. Very much enjoys playing this golf course. Typically plays very well here, and again this year is no exception. I mean, in past years, 14 under par has won, 13 under par has won. You know, Brooke playing particularly well. It's just that Kang and Korda are playing exceptional.
Jessica Korda 7 under on her round today. This to go 8 under and 16 for the tournament. 5 career victories, but only 1 in the last 5+ years for Jessica. And she is tearing up the back 9 again.
Well, she's got that par 5 17th to look forward to as well.
So we go back down to the 13th. This is Marty Fish for his birdie. So close again. Again, he's a player that could normally get to this green in 2, but wasn't able to do so, and just 2 points for Marty there. And whilst we have a moment, we're going to go down to Chantal McCabe, who has a very special guest.
A very special guest, Karen, that being Mike Wan, LPGA Tour Commissioner. You just finished 11 years, and we know that you're going to be leaving us soon. But as we look forward to the 2021 season, this kickoff year, we're rocking to this music on the 18th tee. What are you most excited about for this year?
Well, 2021 is going to put the best female athletes on some of the greatest stages. Carnoustie, Atlanta Athletic Club, Olympic. We're talking about some of the best golf courses in the world. We're going to be at Inverness for the Solheim Cup, and I'm not even talking about the Olympics yet. So if you'd have told me back in 2010 that we were going to play any one of those courses once, I would have been excited. But we're playing all of those just in one season. So big venues, big opportunities, big chances for the world to see the best female golfers in the world.
Well, this tour is in a great position in part because of you. So thank you so much. So many people are going to miss you. But what are you going to miss most about this job, and maybe miss the least?
Well, what I'll miss the most is you get this unique front row seat to see these women achieve like the biggest dream in their life. You know, I mean, I don't remember what my biggest dream was at 20, but I know what their biggest dream is. And every week you get to see somebody from a different part of the world have the greatest moment of their life. And we've always been standing right there on the 18th green watching it. So I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't, if I'm going to miss that. I won't miss trains. I won't miss hotels. And this year I won't miss styrofoam cup food, because that's how we spent 2020. So listen, all of that stuff is fine. It was all worth it for 11 years of this front row seat that I've had.
11 years is a long time to spend at one place. You're the longest serving LPGA Tour commissioner. So what are you most proud of in your reign?
Probably the things that people don't really talk about, which is the future of this game. You know, when I got here, about 15% of junior golfers were women. So the future of the game was going to be just as male as it's always been. Today, about 40% of junior golf is women, and that's not only in the U.S., that's all around the world. So as I tell a lot of my buddies, if you don't like women playing golf, you better get used to it, because we're coming, and we're coming in huge numbers. So in the next 20, 30 years, I think people will be standing here going, look at all the women playing. And in my rocking chair somewhere, I'll be going, you bet there's a lot of women playing, because we started it back in the early 2000s all the way to 2020.
That's right. The numbers are already showing. Thank you so much for your time and everything you've done for the LPGA Tour.
Thanks, Natal. Thanks for covering us.
Back to you guys.
So we go down to the 15th tee. This is Nelly Korda.
Yeah, the most visually intimidating tee shot these players will face. Framed by two bunkers. And that one's headed towards the right one.
Yeah, it's just a really difficult sort of tee shot for Nelly. She hits the ball far enough for both of those bunkers, both left and right, to come into play.
Our leader by 2, Danielle Kang at 14.
Just got ahead of the 7-iron a little bit right of the hole.
Yeah. It's great to hear from Mike, one of the great commissioners, I think, ever in any sport. And you consider what he inherited and the dire straits the LPGA Tour was in, and the strong position this tour is in for season number 71. Glad you're with us. Round 3, the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions.
When you go to the golf course, take me with you. When you're practicing putting, I want to go too. When you talk about golf, talk to me. And when you play golf, let's play together.
Really nice. Yay! Enroll your daughter in LPGA USGA Girls Golf and see where the game can take her.
Yeah, you just can't stop the feeling when you're on the 18th at the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions. Brooke Henderson, terrific round going. Tough par 3, toughest hole on the course.
Now, the LPGA players do have the option to turn the music off, but why would you, Grant? Why would you? Quite the environment.
Danielle Kang has soaked it up this week, as she does every year, and this for a 3-shot lead at 14.
A bit of a delicate one, about halfway there. And the terrain changes, and it's downhill to the hole and past it, but she has been spot on with her touch on the greens this week. Almost every time.
It's the closest. She had it's a similar length to what she had for par the 9th. And coming into this week, Danielle Kang told us that she wasn't as prepared as she would have liked to have been, because she was exposed to a couple of folks who had COVID.
I couldn't see Butch. I saw him once, but at that time I was cleared, and then I got exposed again the following day. And I wasn't able to prepare the way I wanted to, but it's really okay. I've got 4 more weeks after this, and I'm actually out here to really have fun. A lot of my friends are here, the celebrities that are playing, so I'm really excited.
Lee Bryce and Cole Swindell specifically, they've made her a country music fan. She jams to that as she drives to the golf course. She's got a lengthy putt for par. Has not made a bogey all week, Danielle Kang. And now our celebrity division leader, Marty Fish.
And another one of those players in the field from the celebrity division that when you just watch them play, you have no idea if they're a professional golfer or not, because he does everything like a pro from a technique standpoint and a mannerism standpoint and a putter standpoint.
A making standpoint.
What's interesting is I asked him, how he was preparing to get ready for this, and he really hadn't played much golf coming into this week. In fact, the only 3 rounds he played this year was actually on property once he got here. LA, California is still a little closed down because of COVID, and just said he wasn't getting out to play much golf, but you wouldn't know based on the form we've seen so far this week.
So 3 more points for Marty Fish, and now it's Aaron Hicks, the New York Yankees center fielder.
Yeah, just such an impressive player. The first time ever really playing in front of TV cameras, and he wasn't sure how he would do. A lot of people weren't. They knew he had a ton of golf skill, but he's acquitting himself quite nicely.
It's funny, all these players in their respective sports or entertainment are all a bit of a gamer, like to show up on the big stage, but it's certainly different when it's not your prime sport.
For sure. 15.
And Nelly Korda with her second.
Yeah, 162 in a previously raked area, so that's a 6-iron just left of the hole.
It's a good leave.
Yeah, that's not going to be too bad for her up there. Maybe a bit speedy down the hill, but she can handle that.
Yeah, it certainly helps with the little moisture we've had on these bunkers. Makes the fairway bunker a little bit easier, excuse me.
65 holes without a bogey. Danielle talked about Butch, working with Butch Harmon the last couple of years, and Jerry, the dividends have been significant.
Yeah, and I've talked to Butch quite a bit about what they've worked on, and he basically said the same thing anybody else would have told her, other than having a lot more knowledge as a teacher standpoint. But he said the biggest hurdle was convincing her she was as good as she is. And now she has that self-belief. The confidence is through the roof. All of her statistical categories have improved since before when they started working. And I'm not sure she's aware she hasn't made a bogey since mid-December.
The CME Group Tour Championship, second hole of the final round. Made one about this length at the 9th to save par, and again distracted. There are a few more fans on the golf course this week than usual, but the absence of fans actually makes any noise jump out even more, I think.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Any movement is detected as opposed to having the fairways lined with fans, and you don't notice it. And there's always a, just a little subtle rumble amongst them. So nothing really distracts you then.
Unbelievable. Danielle Kang remains bogey-free for the week. Her lead remains 2. She heads to the 15th, leading Nelly Korda, and Marty Fish with another birdie, stretching his lead in the celebrity division.
Back down on the 15th green. This is Nelly Korda for her birdie.
Yeah, good look here. Moving left to right her whole way. Speed not really an issue. Boy, it never took the break that it looked like it would.
Little frustration there, and you can understand why. She's been playing some great golf and still not gaining any ground on Danielle Kang.
We go back to the tee. Marty Fish.
One of the more intimidating tee shots on this golf course, water left, and it's framed on both sides by bunkers that really pinch in the fairway in the landing area. Marty might be able to bite off a little bit of the left fairway bunker, but not much. However, the design of the hole's ideal for his little baby fade. That looks really nice.
I was going to say it's even more visually intimidating for a left-hander because you've got the whole visual as you look up. That's going to leave a little bit of work to do.
Ooh, the head cover coming off.
Oh, here we go, Jerry.
I didn't even look at the carry over all the water. It's in the over 300 yards.
Well, I think it's at that point where, I mean, he's looking at Fish, and Fish is just, going about his business. If he wants to catch him, he's really going to have to start thinking about eagles and birdies and trying to make some inroads on that. Of course, with this Stableford format, an eagle gets you 5 points, birdie 3 points, par 2.
Club head speed over 130. That one he went after.
Swinging for the fences.
How did that not hurt?
Trusting.
Wow.
Okay.
What?
That's the left edge. In all the years that I've covered this, and we've seen a whole ton of huge hitters. I've never seen anybody take this line or hit this shot.
Not a chance. We've had a chance to see this golf swing over the last couple of days. Watch that transition of the lower body. Excellent driving, and that's about the sequencing. That's what you see, this translation between the two sports, knowing how to use that lower body to drive. Did not see that shot or that line coming.
You might need Marty Fish to hit this next shot, though. Could be tough for a righty.
Well, and now we go to Danielle Kang.
Yeah, back in the mortal division.
Yes.
Driving it very nicely. This one maybe a little farther right than she wanted.
Gotta sit. Is it in it?
It might just be short.
It's fine. It's in the wrong paper.
What?
So, meanwhile, just a little while ago, this is Nelly for her par.
Oh my.
That just looked like a little lack of commitment.
Well, and she had such a great look at birdie on that previous putt. That's disappointing.
The pride of Canada, the winningest player on the major tours from Canada, men or women, Brooke Henderson, now 23 years old, but already with 9 career victories. Had 2 wins in each of the previous 4 years before last year. Didn't travel as much because of COVID precautions, the 14-day quarantine in and out of Canada. And Brooke only played 10 events. Played great, had 6 top 10s, but had that victory streak snapped. Won as a Monday qualifier back in 2015. So Danielle Kang's lead has grown to 3 with that 3-putt bogey from Nelly. Nelly heads to the short 16th and then the reachable par 5 17th, where Nelly made an eagle earlier in the week. Lexi Thompson had a 7-year win streak snapped last year in the shortened season. Mel Reid broke out with her first victory. Jasmine Sawanapura got engaged here yesterday. Congratulations to her. Allie Ewing, a first-time winner late last year. Brooke Henderson made her par up ahead on the green and back on the tee. Lexi Thompson, for so many years, Paige, the face of the LPGA Tour.
Yeah, just a breakout star. We started following her back when she qualified for the U.S. Open at, 12 years old? So it's just been part of the American golf conversation for a very, very long time.
She'll turn 26 in a couple of weeks' time. She's lived half of her life in front of us on camera playing golf. And that's been a popular spot with that front hole location.
You can't get too aggressive with that hole location. A lot of players opting to keep it in front of them.
Alexi fan. Let's go to 17.
And we look at LPGA legend, 72-time winner on the LPGA Tour, Annika Sorenstam, pouring one in, just as she used to do in her prime. Not much has changed here, except she doesn't play regularly. Much to everybody's gladness on the LPGA Tour, I'm happy. Fish leading the way in the celebrity division. Danielle Kang, 3 ahead of Nelly Korda and Jessica Korda. Brooke Henderson, tremendous round of 65. This is the 15th hole, and Danielle Kang with her second shot.
A little bit of a flyer lie, perhaps 163 with a 7-iron.
Oh, good shot, Danielle.
That actually did look like a good shot to me.
High standards.
Yeah.
Well, whilst we'll have a moment, we're going to go down to Chantal McCabe.
Karen, I am here with Cole Swindell, country music artist, and you love this event. You love the music. You love being around the LPGA players.
Yep.
Today you're playing with Lexi Thompson. What do you love about her game?
Oh, man. How far she outdrives me every single hole. It's unbelievable. First time ever playing with her. She's amazing. So it's been pretty cool.
Background music. This is your new single.
DJ Silver up there got my new single on. That's awesome.
You got to sing a few verses for us here.
Working on a white claw. I'm not ready for a white claw, I think so.
Oh, interesting. I thought I saw one earlier. All right, we'll let you go to your ball. Hey, you hit the green on 18. Nicely done.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
All right, thank you. See ya. Back to you guys.
That's a lot of fun there. Now, we go back to 15th, and this is Hicks with his second shot, Jerry. How outrageous was that drive?
The carry of it, by my best guess, looking at the book, over 360 yards in the air.
Oh, this is some touch, too.
He needs 5 points.
That's tremendous.
What a pair of shots.
Cheyenne should have pulled the flag.
Well, he's been working with Cheyenne quite heavily. Cheyenne Woods, who is Tiger Woods' niece, caddying there on the bag of Aaron Hicks, and she's been working with him quite a lot with the short game. So he says he's been helping her with her distance. So they make quite the team. Yeah, we were willing that in too. Marty Fish was not willing that in.
Made a long one at the 10th for eagle. Rolled in a long putt.
You wouldn't want to skin on that.
Now this is Jessica Korda's second shot to the par 5 17th.
Just an iron in hand, yeah.
And little club twirl.
Yeah, good shot.
Beautiful. Again, you can see where that grass changes, hit just into the upslope, just enough to be on that top tier. Two heck of a shots. Heck of two shots.
Lexi Thompson from off the green. White claw kind of sounds like a putting grip that you might try. Swindell having some fun with Lexi Thompson. As we remind you that the NHL is on NBC. Dylan Larkin and the Detroit Red Wings take on Patrick Kane and the Chicago Blackhawks tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC, preceding our final round coverage of the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions. The Stanley Cup resides here in the Sunshine State, property of the Tampa Bay Lightning, just a couple of hours to the west. 15.
And this is Marty Fish, Jerry. He's got this for a birdie.
He does. They've just finally settled back down after having a lot of fun with her. And Marty told him, oh, you've played a pretty good hole so far. Yeah, he leaves everybody speechless. Aaron Hicks does with that raw power in the golf swing, and the fundamentals and the accuracy are just outstanding. But Marty's a very seasoned golfer. As Paige, you were mentioning earlier, has actually played in some mini tour events once he decided he wanted to play more golf.
Knows what the cameras are too.
Yeah, it's been cool to kind of watch. I don't want to say his playing career, his golf career in the last several years, because it's been a priority of his. You know, when he first started, really dedicating some time, driving from California all the way to Arizona to play in these mini tour events, and asking the great questions. He really wanted to get better and improve on his game, and it's shown. We've seen some really consistent golf over the last couple of years.
Turning a little bit left. Good line.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Great stroke, too.
That's a sign of a competitor right there. You know, he knows that Hicks is trying to chase him down, making some great plays, and Fish is just rolling in those putts.
And this was Marty Fish as a 20-year-old rookie on the ATP Tour. And now the Davis Cup captain and a champion of the American Century Championship last year. All right, par 4, 16th, drivable, and Josh Scobie is on the tee.
Well, the other two playing with him laid up, so he's the only one going for it in this group. Went back in a little bit. This to the right, trying to work back. Should be good.
Okay.
And it is.
Quite good. Playing with Nelly Korda, Derek Lowe.
He's got some work to do. There's some elevation change to get up to that whole location, but...
And here is Cole.
A little roller coaster ride down the hill. Catch it.
You can hear the roller coaster chug, chug, chug. There we go.
Good speed.
How about this one? Oh. A beauty. 15.
This is now Danielle Kang.
Got a great read from Marty Fish. This one turning a little left. Looks good, too.
Wow. This is not supposed to be an easy hole. The 15th is played pretty difficult, not always a birdie opportunity, but these three players making it look pretty easy today.
Yeah, no. Aaron's got to make this. And Grant, I had to give him the call from the Yankees baseball announcer, the great John Sterling, who has a unique call for every home run for each player, and his was hit one to the sticks.
Driver, 7-iron, you just chip.
Three different ways to play it, too.
Perfect.
Couldn't even get the skin. But 3 birdies.
I didn't know that it was supposed to play the way.
Hard putt for Lexi Thompson. Tied for 11th, but not in contention. A dozen shots behind the leader, Danielle Kang, who continues to pile up the birdies to 17.
Well, and this will get her to now within 2 of Danielle Kang. Little break off that tier. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
How about goodness me?
She shot 30 on the back nine, her opening nine, first round, and could better that.
With a par? All she needs is the par.
Thanks for the quick math.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's staggering. Nelly at the 16th.
94 yards, way up in the air. Needs to get up just a little.
Ooh. For birdie, but from off the green. Let's go back to the tee at the 16th with Jerry, with one of our power couples in more ways than one.
Yes, power couple indeed. Aaron Hicks, center fielder for the New York Yankees, and of course Cheyenne Woods, who needs no introduction to the LPGA audience. That was a pretty decent drive. Did you catch it?
Yeah, I got it pretty good. The game plan there was just to get it in the air and hit it as hard as I can.
Yeah, it almost went through the air. I got to ask you one quick question about your power. How much of it, I mean, you're a power hitter in baseball as well. You have the fastest clocked throw from the outfield by StatCast in history at 105.5 miles per hour. How much is God-given, and how much of it is work and technique?
I mean, especially when it comes to arm strength, it's definitely God-given. To be able to throw that hard is, something that isn't normal, but starting to be very used, during this time of baseball. High velocity is definitely what's going on.
Now, Cheyenne, you won a mini tour event last week by 16 shots. That might be an actual Woods record. I'm not sure.
It might be.
We'll check on that.
We definitely have to check on that.
What can you learn about his performance that you can apply to your golf from a preparation and work ethic standpoint and self-belief standpoint?
Yeah, Aaron's actually taught me a lot on the golf course, just from watching him play and us practicing together. We worked together on me just gaining speed and distance, and then also just his competitiveness rubs off on me, and we have a lot of great matches, so it doesn't do anything but help my game.
Yeah, and somebody made a hole-in-one on a par 4 recently?
Yeah.
Not me, but...
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic. Listen, it's always so much fun to watch you play. Your first time playing in front of cameras, I understand.
Yes, first time.
Everybody was concerned how you would do, but you're doing all right.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm glad it's not showing.
Yeah. Cool. Nice chatting with you guys. Good luck. It's fun to watch.
Thank you.
For a guy who makes his living in center field for the New York Yankees, the idea of being nervous in front of the cameras tells you how out of his element he feels this week. He doesn't look it with great shot after great shot. It's not just the power.
No, we've seen him create shots, which is, again, not something that we're used to seeing from somebody that has a full-time job doing something else. But on the 10th hole, also an opportunity to not just show his power, but his finesse with the putter.
There's that work that Cheyenne has put in with him on his short game, and then he needed a short game for a second shot on a 423-yard par 4.
He has not had friends with the flagstick today. Twice now rejected.
So the Hicks and Sticks not getting along, but what a performance. Now Nelly for birdie at 16.
Putting through a little bit of French shouldn't be an issue. Well, that kicked it to the right.
Just things moving a little bit sideways.
Nelly got to play with Annika Sorensen yesterday. She talked about how much she's idolized Annika, played in some of Annika's junior events, and Annika was wowed by Nelly's brilliance, hitting 17 out of 18 greens. But it's Danielle Kang by 2. Just a moment ago, Jacksonville Jaguars kicker Josh Scobie for birdie. Got 11 seasons with the Jags, and now back on the tee. Another chance to watch this prodigious power of Aaron Hicks.
Might be too much club with a 3-wood, but that's turning left, going to miss the green. Thinned it a little too.
Well, at least the 16th green.
I like it.
Yeah, okay. I might need some relief there while we have a moment. It's time for Hole Analysis, brought to you by Looker. This drivable par 4 16th, a lot of them are drivable for Aaron Hicks, but for the LPGA players, the 25 winners of the last 3 years, this is how it's played. We've seen 8 bogeys. It can jump up. If you miss the fairway, depending on the hole location, it can be a challenge.
Yeah, we've seen some of the bunkers come into play and over the green. It's not an easy pitch shot because it does fall off in and or around those green complex.
Yeah, exactly.
Danielle Kang has used the driver the first 2 days here, made birdie.
Just ask Ollie if that left bunker's okay, and it wouldn't be bad. Don't think she can get there into the breeze today. Oh, she hit that one really hard. Teed it low, bit of a knuckleball, but it's headed at the front left bunker if it gets there.
It does get into the fairway.
Not quite the angle she's looking for.
No.
Make it a little bit more delicate.
Ball not going quite as far today.
Not with this wind direction.
Darren Williams, NBA veteran at the 18th. Watch the slope here. He holed one out for an eagle at the first hole yesterday. 8 points for an ace, and D. Will gave it a run. This was Darren Williams starting out his second round yesterday.
It wasn't just a typical dunk either.
No.
Bringing it in the back door.
Jab step. Here it comes back. Step back.
A little reverse layup.
Yes, and a 5-point eagle. That was a moment ago. And playing with Darren Williams, Annika Sorenstam for birdie. Oh, just walk it in. Back-to-back birdies for Annika, partnering with Diamond Resorts for some of her junior events and playing in this event for the first time.
Still feels good to perform in front of a crowd.
And she got to play with her dad, kiss with her hubby Mike McGee, played with her dad at the PNC Championship last month. Well, the Dunder Mifflin family has found a new home. The Office is streaming now exclusively on Peacock. Whether you know every quote or you're a newbie to Scranton, stream every episode again and again. Go to peacocktv.com. There's a guy from Scranton in the Oval Office as of Wednesday. Darren Williams for birdie at 18. You got to finish it off, don't you? Cheyenne Knight had a great round yesterday on her 24th birthday. Cheering on Darren Williams. Night shot 66. Mom is here, decorated a room for her, she said, to celebrate. Well, we said Marty Fish was going to be tough to catch in a format where you can't lose points. You can only pick them up. With a bogey or better, you're going to add points to your score, and Fish has stretched his lead out over former NFL kicker Josh Scobie. But Aaron Hicks, win or lose, I think is going to be maybe the story of the celebrity division.
He might be invited back next year.
Think so? So this event was played with different formats. It was a celebrity-only event for a while. It had some PGA Tour Champions players, PGA Tour players in years past. Marty Fish, twice a winner. John Smoltz looking for a three-peat. He was part of those Braves teams that won 14 straight division titles, and he's going to have to do something spectacular.
And that was Gabby Lopez, the defending champion, on the 17th hole. Cruising along nicely there with a birdie, but too many squares on that card for her today. Not able to keep pace with the leaders. I'm sure she would have had them in her sights, and a little bit of a disappointment, but she's still got a lot of good memories from last year. As we look through the past champions, Uniji won the first event here, followed by Gabby Lopez last year in the marathon playoff that finished on the 18th hole on the Monday. And John Smoltz has kind of been cruising along quite happily in the celebrity division, but quite frankly, he's not putting in the birdies this week. It'll be somebody else with that trophy.
We're back at the 16th, and we see 51 yards for this second shot for Danielle Kang, whose lead is now 2.
Yeah, but with that tight hole location from this angle, the best thing in her favor right now, it's a little bit of an uphill lie. That imparts more spin, a little more loft, makes the shot significantly easier. But she has so improved this part of her game. Clips it so nicely every time.
Really nice.
It's not too much.
stay there.
Whoa.
There's a slope there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was such a good shot.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was just going to require such precision.
What was
And
that?
you said it earlier, it's one of the reasons it's not a complete pushover of a par 4. Jerry said it earlier. She wears the emotions on her sleeves when frustrated and when happy, and there's been a lot to be happy about this week. Her lead is 2. Jessica Korda goes to 18. Needs an ace for a 59. This winter, while on vacation at the Four Seasons Orlando, guests can bring their little virtual learners to the new Schoolcation, a program which offers supervised schoolwork sessions at the resort, all while parents are enjoying a little R&R. After school, kids can enjoy the ultimate recess at the resort's water park with a lazy river and slides. Parents can unwind at the Oasis adult-only pool and check out the spacious spa. Go to fourseasons.com/Orlando to check program availability and explore special offers. Great to be back at the Four Seasons Orlando again for a 3rd consecutive year. The LPGA season opens. Danielle Kang leading it by 2. Jessica Korda making a late push. Here is big hitting Aaron Hicks at the 16th with a delicate shot, Jerry.
Yeah, had to get relief to even have a shot from behind the grandstands out of the ballpark, but not an easy one from there.
No, was able to thread the needle at least to give himself a chance to get up and down.
17.
Nelly's tee shot.
Has pushed the last 4 tee shots, make that 5.
You see that?
All right, there was no ace for Jessica Korda at the 18th, but this for a 60. Just enough for the 5th 60 in LPGA Tour history, and only Annika's 59 better in the 71 years of the LPGA Tour. At 16, Marty Fish.
Just caught his pitch shot a little heavy now. Stay. Okay, he'll have a chance at it.
Can I just say that was an incredible round of golf Jessica Korda just posted. That back 9 was some of the cumulatively best golf I've ever seen.
Amazing. 7 birdies and an eagle. Well, it's golf like you've never experienced, presented by Diamond Resorts. This year, the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions is giving invited guests a way to watch the LPGA pros and celebrity players all at a safe distance. There's dining all around the golf course, free to the invited guests. Diamond's also hosting some private, socially distanced outdoor concerts with chart-topping artists like Lee Bryce, you saw there, Toby Keith, and Colt Ford go tonight. It's all part of what has become a great tradition on the LPGA Tour. Golf like you've never experienced. Jessica Korda had never experienced anything like that. Few of us have. A 60 for Jessica to get within 1 of Danielle Kang, who's got this putt for birdie at 16.
Very, very slow putt up the hill, turning slightly left early, then back right at the end. That levels out the last 5 feet, and it's so slow getting up to that point. It's very, very easy to misjudge the speed here. Typically, you would be short. That's so good.
It's really good after, hitting drive where she wanted to, a good pitch shot that didn't result in the shot that she wanted. But she'll have a good opportunity on 17th.
Stress-free par. Now the 3rd shot for Aaron Hicks. He's making that look way too easy, isn't he? I mean, I'm not saying that was a hard shot, but...
Well, sometimes straightforward shots, when you've got a lot of different options to play it, it creates indecision, and all of a sudden a straightforward shot isn't as easy as it seems. But I think that's the key, is picking your points, picking exactly how you're going to hit it, and then being able to execute it. But it sounds a lot easier than it is for some people that aren't competing week in and week out.
And as he told Jerry, he's not played in front of the cameras before. You'd never know it. Showing off. And second place. 17.
And this is Smoltz for his birdie. That'll get him over into triple digits points total there. And we'll go back to 16.
He's got the game face on, Karen. You can tell he's grinding, isn't he?
He had it on the range too.
We saw that. Marty Fish trying to pick up 3 more here and put a little more distance between the chasers.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. This one doesn't do much. Maybe going a little left early. And pretty straight.
Shot a bogey-free 66 in round 1. 41 points. And hasn't been caught. 17.
This is Josh Scobie's second shot, and he's only got, looks like a short club in his hand, Trip.
Yeah, Karen, how about a 365-yard drive? Yeah, you heard that right.
Almost shanked it.
Yeah, and he almost shanked it. It's a half shank from 155.
Yeah, I think he was reveling in that drive just a little bit right there, but we'll go to Nelly now.
She's got 92 yards. I think we know the initial of the last name of who's going to win this tournament. If it's going to be Nelly, I think she's got to make a move right here. Good-looking shot.
Yep, and not a bad play, again, to carry it all the way up there. Make sure you're on the top tier.
Older sister Jessica has the edge on little sister at the moment. Danielle Kang still leading the way by 1. Marty Fish still in control of the celebrity division. All to play for at the Four Seasons Golf and Sports Club. On the tee at the 17th, this is Aaron Hicks.
Really surprised with driver here because there's a lot of trouble as far as he hits it.
Does have to keep it down that right side. That water on the left is the trouble that Jerry Foltz is describing. He can easily get into that. That is safely down the right. Now Danielle Kang.
Aaron actually feathered that one a little bit, didn't go after it. This is for Danielle, and most of the LPGA players, the widest fairway on the course, and one of the only ones she missed yesterday. Not missing it today. That was nice.
I'm not so sure that she'll want to give this one a go, though. In 2, I'm not sure she quite has the same kind of pop in her shots that Jessica Korda has. Now Scobie with his 3rd.
And no green to work with. Very difficult shot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
how good was that? Wow. You know, the key on that is just the soft elbows. He was able to execute that. You can see the bend in the soft elbows, using the bounce, really strong.
Here is NBA's all-time 3-point leader, Ray Allen, looking for a birdie at the 18th. Superstar in the NBA, twice an NBA champion with the Celtics and the Heat. He's got so many teams that think of him as their player.
Yeah,
so many
the
fans.
Seattle Sonics,
sure.
for example.
Oh, you being a Pacific Northwest
because I grew up watching
resident, right?
That. So we'll go down to the 17th green. This is Nelly Korda.
Yeah, needs this one working to her left ever so slightly the whole way. Back uphill just a little bit at the end.
Oh. Yeah, the putting has, I mean, it's hard to fault what Nelly Korda does, but, you know, she's had a number of 3 putts over the course of this week.
Well, the Korda family has made a name for itself in Australia. The parents, Peter and Regina, from the Czech Republic. The kids have grown up in the U.S., but Peter won the Australian Open in 1998. So when Jessica won it, she mimicked his Korda kick. That was in 2012. And then in 2018, Sebastian won the boys junior at the Australian Open, and Nelly finished it off when she won the ISPS Handa Women's Australian Open 2 years ago. What a family, and 2 different sports.
Now Scobie for his birdie to complete the tremendous up. Oh, it would have been a tremendous up and down after that little pitch, but he still had a little bit of work to do for his par.
Now the 18th was friendly to Gabby Lopez and hardly anyone else last year. There were only 6 birdies made last year for the entire tournament. She made 3 of them, including one on Monday morning, to win this event in a 7-hole playoff with Nasa Hataoka. Danielle Kang, with a huge year ahead of her, was asked what would be most important for her this year. She said winning an Olympic medal.
Being in the part of the Olympics has been my dream since I was 3, I guess, because not with golf, but I wanted to make the Olympics with Taekwondo since I was a kid and trained for it for years, and somehow my career switched, but now there's an opportunity for me to compete in the Olympics, and that is one of the highest honors that I could have ever looked at by being a professional golfer, and having a gold medal will be pretty incredible.
And we're all glad that she did make that career switch, because we've had a chance to watch her perform at the highest level, a major champion, leading by 1, Karen.
And going particularly well still, just looks completely in control, Jerry. You followed her for the past 2 days. I mean, just so impressive to watch.
Yeah, just not making any errors, and no choice but to go for it now with a 5 with 204 is all this to the front, 223 yards to the hole, slight downhill lie. Oh, cut it heavy. It's going to carry the water. No, it's not.
Sorry.
It's okay, no problem.
That downhill lie causes a lot of trouble when you're going to a raised green. I mean, it really causes you to want to come a bit on the inside too much. See, there you go. She's making the move there. And it just causes you to hit behind the ball. We saw Jessica do it, and where instead of hitting it heavy, she drop kicked it and caught the top of the ball. So you have to try and play a cut shot off of it. And
right, if you want to get any height, it's almost, you got to set your shoulders and your body expecting the ball's not going to hit your window. It's going to be below the window you're expecting to come out. It's just so difficult when you know you want to carry that front edge and keep it on the green.
Nice and soft.
Now this is Marty Fish.
Got Tom Blake on the bag, tennis player in his own right, now in the financial world. And his brother, pretty high-ranked American tennis player.
James Blake and Marty Fish were doubles teammates together. Made it to the semifinals of Wimbledon a few years ago.
Marty rose to, at one point in his career, the highest world-ranked American player. And certainly probably the highest-ranked celebrity golfer.
Yeah, that was in 2011, where he also got to number 7 in the world.
That was yanked. That's not a good place to leave it.
In that bunker, stayed short of it.
I hit that so good. Hit that really good. That was the number.
Now Hicks.
He short-sided himself with a tee shot on par 5. Pitching wedge. 160.
No way.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of a flyer lie. Ooh, he bladed it.
He'll be tested. He'll be tested on his short game on that one, too.
And we're going to go down to Chantal McCabe.
Two-time defending champ John Smoltz with me, Karen. And I know that you didn't love this tee shot on 18, but tell us, you've seen this course in every single kind of condition. How is it playing today?
Well, for me, it's playing very difficult because my game is terrible. I'm lucky to even be even par, but fighting my swing. So the course with the heavy air and rain early, but I'm just amazed at the way the LPGA, just every shot is on the mark. And I've learned a lot again, even though every year I say I just learned something new. I learned a lot more about the game this year, about how they manage it.
Yeah, course management is so huge on this course. Tell us, of all of the LPGA players that you've been paired with, the game that you love the most.
Well, Kang she's on fire. I mean, she didn't miss a shot yesterday. I don't think she's made a bogey, and she's completely in control of her golf game. Played with Gabby the first round. She did the same thing. And so it doesn't matter what the delay or how long you wait on certain holes. Their swing is so tuned. I got like 9 different swings today, so it's a little more difficult.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes. This is a silly game we play.
It is.
Thanks for the time, John.
My pleasure, yeah.
Back to you guys.
You just look at John Smoltz. So many division titles, 14 in a row. They had only the one World Series. You cherish it. It's so hard to even get to the postseason. Then 25 years later, won his second straight Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions. And had it wrapped up when he got to the 18th hole because you can't lose points. So he had an insurmountable lead. But right now it's Marty Fish setting the pace. Still a chance to keep the bogey-free streak alive as we go back to 17.
And what's Daniel Kang looking at now, Jerry?
Well, the 2 options were drop it down here in the rough on a downhill lie just short of the water, 142 yards away, or drop it back on the other side of the bunker, which would have been nearly 200 yards.
This is where you have the knee-high drop coming into play, and players can really, I think, you're only dropping it from knee-high, you get a really good idea of what your lie is going to be like once you've dropped it.
Yeah, it's actually not going to be too bad getting out of the rough because she'll have a little bit less spin on it. So if she does land it just shy, that upslope, it should kick a little bit forward.
Yeah, this shouldn't have any spin on it, and she's fortunate for the back hole location. That's her only chance to get it close. Really low, which is customary off that lie. Going to skip it back.
One of the best mid to long arm players in the business, right there.
Well, more importantly, just not allowing the door to open. You know, if she can figure out a way to get par here.
Danielle Kang being very emotionally strong here on the 17th hole.
Do you remember the first person who believed in you? The person who said you can when others said you can't? The person who listened well and really heard you, who taught you, coached you, and cheered for you?
This is us, 1,800 LPGA professionals. We think golf is so much more than a game.
Who knew your kid would have more video calls than you? Or that you'd be quizzed on the Pythagorean theorem? Golf Now is here to help. As soon as the school day ends, you can head straight to the course with your favorite foursome. Golf Now. Go play.
In the 17th hole of the Four Seasons Golf and Sports Club, this is Aaron Hicks.
A little uphill lie for his third shot. That's pretty doable.
He showed some tremendous touch already today, Jerry, and that's just another example. That happened just a moment ago now. Fish, this with his 4th shot. He was in the bunker, Jerry.
No, he was just short of it and tried hitting a flop shot and got under it a bit.
He was trying to be fancy. And he's just been pouring in those putts from long range.
And he's been answering, right? Aaron Hicks has posted good shots, and Marty Fish has responded. That's another example where he's a little out of position, a little behind the 8 ball, and goes ahead and responds nicely.
Well, here is the 26-year-old from Korea, In-Ji Chun, who burst onto the LPGA scene in 2015 when she won the U.S. Women's Open in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Won the Evian Championship the next year. Her last victory was 2018, post a 67. Had a triple bogey in that opening round 68. Still shot 3 under par. And just bought her first house in the U.S. in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So she's going to make her home a second home in the United States to 17.
And now we look at Kang for her par.
You got to keep that bogey-free streak alive. But I tell you what, after just laying this out over the second shot, the next one to hit it this good is really, really impressive. This one turning just a little left. Money.
I mean, I laugh because, I mean, that's just ridiculous how in control of her game she is. I mean, we've seen her play quality shots, quality irons, making the putts, but mentally to be that controlled.
Well, she's playing some incredible golf. She's 7 under, but she's only got a one-shot lead. If she's at all aware of what's happening in front of her with Jessica Korda's round, she knows she has to make those kind of putts, keep pace, continue to do what she's doing on this course that's giving up a ton of birdies.
Now, Hicks for his birdie, Jerry.
Yeah, didn't do much going by the hole. Shouldn't do much coming back. Just about hitting it on the right line. Confidently. Loves the flagstick in when he putts.
Oh.
That was a little tentative.
Yes, it was.
Well, here's Nelly Korda on the tee at 18.
That's a 6-iron, and that's the theme for her back nine. Pushing everything out to the right, getting in front of it.
Nelly not hitting it quite as well as she was yesterday. Danielle Kang finding a way, any which way, to save par. Into the water with her second shot, into the cup for a par at the 17th. She's 7 under on a round, and yet her lead has shrunk from 2 to 1 because Jessica Korda today posted the first 60 on the LPGA Tour since 2008. And she's within 1. Marty Fish won't let Aaron Hicks get any closer, extending his lead. With big sister Jessica having posted a 60, Nelly Korda would love a par here at the 18th.
Now she's got her work cut out for her.
Ever since that 3-putt on 15, it's just not been clicking.
Missed her last three fairways and missed 3 of her last 4 greens. Nelly Korda back on the green. Josh Scobie.
Kind of putting through a little bit of a valley here. Fast at the end.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah. He's got a birdie dance. And a closing 2 at the 18th for Josh Scobie, and Danielle King waiting to tee off. Par putt for Nelly. Birdied her first 3 holes today. Tied Danielle Kang for the lead, but this bogey will drop her back to 15 under and 5 shots back.
Yeah, just a disappointing way to end her round. She had a couple nice stretches in there. Birdied 3 of the 4 holes after she made the turn. It was just the last few holes, as Tripp mentioned, just not sharp with her tee ball or iron shots. She had just changed coaches as well.
Yeah.
Nelly did, so maybe still some swing adjustments. Went back to her old coach, David Whelan.
Had spent the second half of last year with a new coach, and with DJ scratching and spinning. Marty Fish on the tee at the 18th.
Music blaring, 7-iron for Marty. I think ideally just take the water out of play, hit plenty of club to fly, at least to the hole, which he did. He switched to the 6-iron and yanked it safely right.
It's been a popular place, believe it or not, Jerry. I think it's a very intimidating shot. But for the pros, there's actually a decent bit of room if you just tee it up on the right right of the flagstick. You got a hill.
A couple of chances left for someone to take home that 2021 Ford F-150 Platinum. Jessica Korda had a chance to win the truck and shoot the second 59 in LPGA Tour history had she made an ace of this 18th. Settled for hitting it to 4 feet and making birdie. Now Erin Hicks.
171 with a smooth little 9-iron up there.
And the outfielder.
That is launched a little left of the hole, but a good shot.
Great shot.
So much easier with a 9-iron.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Cheyenne Woods on the bag. As Jerry mentioned, just won a Cactus Tour event, a mini tour event by 16. Uncle Tiger won the U.S. Open by 15, you might recall. And now our leader, somehow, still by 1, Danielle Kang.
I was curious about the music with Danielle, but it is going.
You got to have the outfield if you got an outfielder in your group.
Well, it almost seems abrupt to stop it. The players do have a choice to stop it, but when it's been going for the other 2 players in your group, it almost feels like it would stop the rhythm to stop the music.
And Danielle wanted the crowd going crazy at the Solheim Cup on the first tee. She told them to keep the cheers coming even as she teed off.
5-iron, club of choice. This is a pin seeker here as well, if it's the right number.
Another good lead.
Getting better. The inside 10 feet for a closing birdie. Incredible. The par at 17 Paige to stay in front by 1. Probably doesn't even realize that it was going to keep her in front by 1, but
she's kind of just done what she's needed to do. It's amazing, you know, what Jessica Korda did is, again, once in a decade, as we've seen on the LPGA Tour, kind of day. But Danielle Kang, she likes the head-to-head. I mean, when you think back to her amateur career, 2-time U.S. amateur champion, match play events, golf, typically all the players say, I'm playing the course, I'm not playing the opponent. But Danielle Kang isn't afraid to go head-to-head. And when you see an opponent post a great score, if she was paying attention to the leaderboard, she certainly would know that. She's the kind of player that stands up to that challenge.
this is a small fraction of the galleries that we would normally have at the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions, but it is so nice just to have a few people back on the course cheering on these great stars of the LPGA Tour, as well as 53 celebrities here in the shadow of the Four Seasons Orlando.
The other thing that's been a unique aspect of it is some of the players have been caught off guard when their celebrity playing partners start clapping and cheering. You know, you typically, when you're playing with another LPGA player, you give the polite, good shot, you know, cordial, but you actually see active rooting by the fellow players in their group.
How much do you think, as we see Aaron Hicks and Marty Fish and their prodigious talent, how much do you think it helps Danielle Kang to stay in the moment of playing with celebrities who are so talented compared to some celebrity events where maybe the celebrity isn't very good at the game?
I will say it certainly helps the way that they've done the pairings where the leaders of the celebrity group are playing with the leaders of the LPGA group. So you're seeing good shots. But there's a lot of things that have been going on that will throw off your rhythm. The fact that Danielle Kang is hitting first by a long mile, playing with two very long hitters, that throws off your rhythm a little bit. You're not used to always hitting first from the fairway. And even as good as these players are, you still get the wild one every now and then that you don't want to see.
After a perfect layup at 18, here's Marty Fish.
Another fairway hit. Has to just bottle it up to the green. Oh, made the mistake of going with too much loft for that shot.
I thought you did it right in the right spot. I thought it did.
Made one from off the green at 17 for birdie.
That is just disappointing. It sounded like he executed the shot that he wanted to and didn't react the way that he was
He'll likely still make par.
He's been rolling it pretty well, Jerry.
Speaking of the pairings, we have learned that the top 3 LPGA players will be grouped together tomorrow. That means Danielle Kang and the Korda sisters, Solheim Cup teammates on the American side. They'll go off together in the final grouping tomorrow, and then the celebrities and the other LPGA players will precede them.
I like that call. I think from the player's perspective, to be playing directly with, your closest chasers is advantageous for all of those leaders going out.
It'll bring a different dynamic to the intensity, though, for sure. It's just because no joking around with your amateur partners.
It'll change the vibe.
Let's see if Marty can do it yet again.
Well, he'll pick up 1 point for a bogey. He'll move to 118 points after his second 40-plus point round of the week. A chance for Aaron Hicks, though, to pick up a couple on him. This is for birdie, the 18th. And you see Hicks can move into second place if he picks up the 3 points with a birdie here.
I asked him after our interview on the 16th tee if baseball hadn't been his calling, did he think he might pursue golf from a very young age? And he said, oh, I didn't even bat an eye. I said, absolutely.
In baseball, you have the term 5-tool player. It means they can do everything. He has shown us, in addition to his power, great touch, hit the stick with a pitch after nearly driving the 460-yard par 4 15th, 416-yard, I should say. And now Danielle Kang, after the incredible par save at 17, has a short putt here at the 18th to increase her lead to 2, as it was when the day started. To shoot 8 under and have your lead not increase. Tell you what Jessica Korda did today with a 60.
This but a little bit on the fast side, moving right early. Might just straighten out at the hole. Could actually come back a little left now that I look at it without my glasses on.
Well, it is a little bit downhill, which helps take one variable out and actually effectively shortens the putt. A smaller stroke is all needed. Get it started on the right line. These greens have been so pure. If you can find and pick that correct line, Jerry.
Yeah, she's looking outside the right.
Another one drops for Danielle Kang. And a 63, her low round of the week. And her lead, as it was when the day began, is 2. Clutch saves for par at 9 and 14 and 17. And 8 birdies. And a 54-hole score that is yet to see a bogey. I don't know if she knew that one was going in or not.
Yeah, when you look back on what she's accomplished over the last couple of days, the 17th hole and the 18th hole today stand out. Being able to make and convert on those putts.
Wow. 21 under for 3 days. But again, the 60 from Jessica Korda, which included a 9 under par back 9 of 28, has made Danielle Kang's job a little tougher to bring home her 6th LPGA Tour title. 25 players on the LPGA side, all winners from the last 3 seasons. Only 18 events last year on the LPGA Tour because of the pandemic, and so they extended the field. Normally, it's just the previous 2 years who are invited in. They extended it to 2018 this year. Fish, Hicks, and Scobie will be the last celebrity grouping. Scobie at the 18th. This was a putt to get him in the last group.
Yeah, this whole location not really easy to get close to if you go right at it, just to the right of it, but able to convert the birdie, and I think he was a little surprised.
I don't think he had his birdie dance ready. All right, down to Chantel McCabe we go.
And Josh is with me now. All right, we almost got you for an interview before you made that incredible birdie, so tell us how you played this hole.
Well, I hit a pretty good 8-iron, a little bit left and long of where I wanted to go. We were going to do the interview, so I sprinted up there and read it for about 2 seconds. My caddy said it was going to move about a cup to the left, and I drained it.
See, you were overthinking all these other holes.
Apparently, I need to do that more often.
Tell us about your overall round, because when I saw you on the tee box, you weren't in the best of moods.
I was not, because I hit a tee ball on 17, like 350 yards, and had a 9-iron in and made a par. So I made up for it here with the birdie.
I hate when you just don't get those gettable holes.
I know, it happens. But I started out kind of poorly today and made up for it on the back nine and just had a blast.
Trickier conditions today than the first 2 rounds, but you were telling me off camera how into golf you are. Just tell the fans exactly what that looks like.
I mean, I love golf. It's my obsession. After football ended for me, golf was my outlet and how I got to compete and, actually fulfill that need in my life for wanting to get out there and try and do something good. And I love it. I mean, and being able to play in this event, it's amazing.
Kickers and quarterbacks seem to have a really easier time, we'll say, out here trying to transition into golf and competitive golf. Why do you think that is?
Well, there's so many similarities, not just physically, but mentally as well. Just doing one thing at a time, concentrating on that and trying to do better the next time, learning from what you did bad and improving on it the next time. I mean, obviously for kickers, it's alignment, assignment, technique, and then hit the shot, and whatever happens, you deal with it and move on to the next one as soon as you can.
I know you checked your phone as we started this interview. Who's reached out to you because they saw that awesome birdie?
Yeah, I've already had people texting me the video of that birdie, so that was pretty cool. It's fun to be able to watch yourself on TV and actually hit a good shot and not embarrass yourself. So it was fun.
Speaking of being on TV, you're going to be in the final celebrity pairing with Marty Fish and Aaron Hicks. You are in striking distance, but those guys are bringing it. So what's tomorrow going to be like? How are you going to prepare and handle the nerves?
I mean, I'm going to be pumped for tomorrow, obviously. I'm going to have to play really well, but it's going to be just trying to go lights out, try to make a birdie on every hole and go from there.
A lot of people say that this is the Super Bowl for celebrity players. There's only a couple tournaments that are this big. So what is the energy like when you come here? For the first time, by the way.
Yeah, this is my first time here. And, yeah, it's kind of like, the Super Bowl or the Masters for celebrity golf. I mean, this is an amazing event. And I've been trying to get in this event for a long time and hopefully get to play it in the years to come. But what I'm really excited about is the fact that if I win this tournament, I'll get a 2-year exemption on the PGA Tour and then get to play in the Masters in April. So,
wow, that's news to me,
breaking.
But that would be pretty incredible. So,
what do you mean?
Well, since you're having fun here, I got to ask because there's some fans out here.
Is that not true?
Well, I mean, maybe you can put in a word with the commissioner. When you're out here, how many different pronunciations of your last name do you get?
Way too many. I was just called Scooby as a kid. So.
Yeah, life's tough.
You could be called much worse. So.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, well, good luck on the exemption and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
What can Scooby do tomorrow? We'll see. He'll be playing in the final group with Aaron Hicks and Marty Fish. Got a New York Yankees center fielder, Aaron Hicks, the U.S. Davis Cup captain, Marty Fish. It's time now for the perfect distance, presented by Diamond Resorts. At Diamond Resorts, you can vacation with peace of mind. Spacious accommodations provide all the comforts of home with kitchen appliances, in-room washers and dryers, and more at most Diamond-managed properties. Resorts are working closely with local agencies to practice safe COVID-19 prevention practices, including proper cleaning and mask wearing. At Diamond Resorts, you can vacation at the perfect distance. Well, Well, it has been an electrifying round 3 here at the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions, a day that saw Jessica Korda record the first 60 on the LPGA Tour since 2008 when Paula Creamer did it at the Marathon LPGA Classic up in Sylvania, Ohio. And she did it on a day in which Annika Sorensen was in the field as a celebrity, the only player to ever break 60 on the LPGA Tour back in 2001. Danielle Kang in the final group with the Korda sisters. These are 3 good pals who play together on the Solheim Cup team. Starred for them. And it's Kang with a 2-shot lead, and she is now with Jerry Foltz.
After that awesome round of golf, unfortunately, losing a little ground to one of the pursuers, nonetheless, 8 under par. That's pretty impressive. Are you playing as confidently as you've ever played in your career now?
I'm playing pretty mellow, I guess. I just trust in my game, and I just really want to have fun and not let the shots affect me more than anything. So I just want to execute and play golf.
Speaking of mellow, you hit it a little heavy on 17, your second shot, and went up a little bit.
A little.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure Danielle Kang from 3 or 4 years ago would have went up and controlled her thoughts as well as you did to go ahead and hit that tremendous 4-shot and make par.
Yeah, I chunked the wood twice today, and they were both a little bit on a downhill lie. I got a little greedy, and I wanted to hit a high shot, but just that's not the shot to play. But I chunked it again, and then it is what it is. I mean, I can't replay it. So I wanted to see if I crossed and had a little bit of space, and I kind of liked the downhill rough lie, so I went for it.
Tomorrow, as I just told you, they're pairing, as not the typical situation, they're pairing all 3 LPGA contenders for the title in the last group together. Will that change anything in your mindset as you look forward to tomorrow?
I don't think so. I've tried to get back into my own mindset today more so than the last couple of days. I've just been trying to play with my friends every day, trying to text Mike Flasky and ask him to pair me up with Lee or Cole.
That's how that works. I see.
I'm trying, but I think tomorrow, final group. So.
New country music fan?
I am now.
Yeah. How do you, when you're out there playing with a guy like Aaron Hicks, who, I mean, it's just ridiculous how far he hits the ball.
It was really cool to see.
How do you just not let that affect you?
I've played with long hitters on my own tour. Jessica and Nelly hit it far too, but I can't. I mean, I got to play my own game. Some people hit it really far, some people hit it short, but you got to play with what you got and what you have that day. And it just kind of doesn't really affect me or bother me if someone hits it that far. It's kind of cool to see, though.
It's ridiculous.
I didn't know you're supposed to play 15 the way he did.
Driver chip shot, hit it 370, 380 in the air.
Yeah, I said I still made the same score, so we're good.
All right. Listen, we wish you the best of luck tomorrow. Thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure to watch.
Thank you.
And she's played a lot of golf with Dustin Johnson as well in Southern California. And Danielle Kang unfazed by anything this week. She made a birdie at the first and then here at 4.
Yeah, and it was just coming out of the gates with this level of certainty. You could even see it in the interview of this comfort of being at the top of the leaderboard.
The rain's been falling off and on all day after 2 near perfect weather days. The first 2 rounds. Here's her approach at 6, another beauty.
Yeah, and I do believe that the moisture that we received earlier in the day contributed to a lot of the low scores today. The greens were soft enough where the players were able to hold it when they hit good shots in.
She made that one at 6 and then at 7 to follow it up. These aren't all tap-ins for birdie. They're from anywhere from 8 to 15 feet. Jessica Korda began the round with back-to-back birdies and then really got going on the back 9. Birdies at 10, 11, 12, 14. They're at 15. And then after a birdie at the 16th, how about this for eagle at 17?
Yeah, taking advantage of the par 5. We talked about how key the par 5s were on the back 9. The 10th, the 13th, the only hole in which she parred was the other par 5, but able to make eagle there.
So that took Jessica to 18 under. Danielle Kang hadn't made a bogey all week, not since last month. Hit her second shot in the water, but a beautiful 4th shot to that point, rolled it in for par, and then at 18, could she close with a birdie? Wasn't sure. Now she is. An 8 birdie, no bogey, 3rd round for Danielle Kang. A 63, backing up 64 and 65. And Danielle Kang's lead is 2 over Jessica Korda. Nelly Korda with a couple of late hiccups, bogeys at 15 and 18. Nelly will have a long way to go. All right, down to Jerry Foltz with Aaron Hicks.
With the bomber, Aaron Hicks, a Bronx Bomber of a different sort right now. Tomorrow you're playing in the final celebrity group for the title, just ahead of the final group from the LPGA. How much of this has been a learning experience for you?
It's been a lot. Just being able to come out here and play in this atmosphere has been fun and definitely different. To be able to try to win the tournament and do the best I can to score.
And part of that scoring is relying on the best weapon in your bag, that driver. You didn't hit it a couple times today on some par 4s, but it looked like you might have had second thoughts about not doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I was definitely looking at some different targets and different ways to kind of attack these holes. I've been having a lot of long irons in, or not long iron, like 9 irons in, and rather than trying to attack it with a driver. So I'm definitely going to be doing that a lot more tomorrow.
Compared to the distance most people hit at a 9 iron is a long iron for you. Nonetheless, I raised this question to you back on the 16th tee, and we mentioned it on the air. If baseball hadn't been your calling, would golf be your life?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely everything I did when I was 5 all the way till I was 12. I played a ton of tournaments, and it was my life, yeah.
Talk about the nerves in golf when you're playing in front of cameras for the first time compared to stepping to the plate in a raucous Yankee Stadium.
I said the first day I was a little comfortable, but definitely when the cameras started coming around, I started to get a little bit more nervous, especially on the first tee box. Kind of hearing your name and trying to hit a good shot for all the people that are watching there. It definitely gets a little bit nerve-wracking.
Good luck tomorrow. It's been fun to watch.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, he calmed the nerves after the opening tee shot because he did this with his second after that mammoth drive off the stick.
Sometimes you get lucky with the flag stick. That was most definitely not a lucky break.
The flag may be nervous. There's many times as Aaron Hicks went after it today. Roll that in for a 2-putt par eventually. And then Marty Fish, the leader coming into round 3. This is no stranger to these celebrity events. Unlike Aaron Hicks, he knows his way around events like this.
Yeah, for the last 5 or 6 years, you've seen Marty Fish make his way around the celebrity circuit, very comfortable in this environment and proving it.
Annika Sorensen playing for the first time this year as a celebrity. 72 career wins. All-time leading money winner and looking every bit the legend that she is with that pitch in for birdie at the 8th. At the 10th, 2 tremendously struck shots, and then this for eagle for Aaron Hicks.
Yeah, it's one thing to have just the power, but we mentioned the background of him playing growing up. He's got a lot of finesse around the greens as well as with the putter today.
At the par 3 14th, Marty Fish. Some big runs made today by Josh Scobie and Aaron Hicks, but Fish just kept pouring it in from on the green and off. And then here it was, the 423-yard 15th hole. Aaron Hicks drove it to this point and then watched the pitch.
It's still the flag stick, not a friend of his. But an excellent shot, a little closed fade shot. Pitch shot.
They all 3 made birdie, actually. Danielle Kang with Marty Fish and Aaron Hicks. And then at 17 from off the green, another birdie for Fish, who shot a bogey-free 66 in round 1. Scored 41 points, took the lead that he has yet to give up. And then Josh Scobie trying to dash back and forth between Chantel McCabe's interview spot and the 18th green.
Just bonus.
Didn't have any time to think about it. The putt or the dance. That may go viral. You can only hope. 11 years kicking for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Another season for the Steelers. So Fish, Hicks, and Josh Scobie tomorrow in the final celebrity group. And wounded warrior Chad Pfeiffer continues to expire. Lost his leg in Iraq 15 years ago. Well, an unbelievable day of golf from the celebrities and the LPGA players, and we've got final round coverage tomorrow. How will they top that? 2 o'clock Eastern on golf, and then over on NBC here at 3 p.m. The Pegasus World Cup from Gulfstream Park comes your way next on NBC. Thanks to everyone who made it happen today. Our producer, Beth Hutter, director Brian Hennessy, and our entire crew for Paige McKenzie, Karen Stupples, Jerry Foltz, Trip Eisenhower, Chantel McCabe, and all of us. I'm Grant Boone. Thanks for watching the LPGA Tour on NBC.